So as you now start moving towards 4-part breathing, big full inhale, holding that in, staying buoyant, staying full. Exhaling, letting that breath all the way out, holding it empty for a bit. Then when you're ready, inhaling again, nice and full. Holding full, emptying, slow and smooth empty. Just be here for another 15 breaths. So again, just this simple practice I've described is helping us on a physical and structural level, the musculature of breathing. And perhaps more importantly, it is a place to aim the attention, what the Chinese practitioners call the E, the intent, the ability to direct your attention is an ability that we have. But just like anything else, it must be trained. And so by sitting and taking a full inhale, watching it all the way, holding it there, watching the exhale all the way out, watching it stay there. Then when ready, inhaling again and just being present that entire cycle. Think of that like you just done push-ups for your E, for your mind. And you really can feel it, especially if you can link together 5 in a row, 10 in a row, 2 minutes, 10 minutes of meditation. You feel this mind sort of softly but potently become more and more under your direction. So that's powerful. About 8 more. Gently open the eyes. Let's move into our spinal movements. Slide hands forward, around the back, let the chin fall. Slide the hands back, pull the elbows back, lift the chest, squeeze shoulder blades back. 3 more. Just moving. Remember the little wiggles, the little jutting of the rib cage, the shoulders. Find your tight spots, the places your tissue has become less than ideal in its consistency. And if we do these types of movements regularly, what we do is we just become more supple, more pliable. We allow space for blood and electricity and chi and life force and everything else that flows. Round, arch. All 24 vertebra. Last one. And find the middle. Now we do this flowing twist. The left hand slides to the left knee as the right hand pulls back. So as you do that, turn the shoulders and head to the right. And then back to the center and slide right hand forward, left hand back, and just turn. And then slide and turn, just flowing in through this rotational movement. And slide and turn. One more of each. And you can just breathe freely, however you'd like, or you can inhale center, exhale turn, right? But what's more important is just to be soft and be smooth and thorough. Now back to the middle. Let's do our lateral side bends, arms hang. We just droop to the right. Left elbow can lift, maybe the hand, maybe a little bit higher, possibly all the way to reach. And then soften. And as it comes down, we just softly lean. Maybe you reach the arm, but again, just because I'm reaching it or someone else is reaching it doesn't mean that's appropriate for you. But if it is appropriate, do it. Right? Others might just be right in this little range here and it feels good, and any further causes not so pleasurable sensations, right? So please be wise in your practice. One more each way. And middle. Shoulder shrug, single shoulder up, softly down. Left shoulder up, softly down. One more of each. Noticing the arm goes along for the ride. Back down. Now both at the same time, shrug up and softly loose. Two more, shrug up, softly loose. And last one, shrug and release. All right. Bring the legs close together. Place your left hand on your left knee to just have it out of the play. Right shoulder, forward, up, back, down. Continue that circle. Circle. So again, the arm bone, all of this that you see moving is moving because I'm moving this shoulder blade. Protract, elevate, retract, depress. And so you got to make sure it's that section of the body that's moving. And reverse that. Shoulder blade goes back, up, forward, down. Continue. The arm, of course, goes along for the ride, kind of like I've always said, like a tail. It moves, it flows, but it's the shoulder blade that is that prime mover. Let's do the other shoulder, right? And you can also, you notice here, I'm leaning sort of with my torso. I'm leaning back. So over time, you want to allow the movement to be sort of artful and poetic rather than like frozen and robotic, right? So at first we have to sort of do it a little frozen and robotic because we have to make sure we're not just moving our body like this. But once you have that, then you can sort of round and flow and lean. And that's what starts to get into those nooks and those crannies and those stuck spots in the body. Now go back, up, forward, down, back, up, forward, down. Because again, our bodies are a fluid system, a hydraulic system that's become sort of frozen, stuck, and compartmentalized. And so we're trying to liberate that with this quality of movement, the style of movement, and neutral. Both forward, up, back, down. Now let's take that a step further, forward and up. Let the elbows sort of lift like so, soft and relaxed. And then when the shoulder blades go back, elbows go back too. And the hands come back and then they just drape down and then we roll forward again. And so now we're really allowing the octopus tentacles to move, right? So the movement is allowed to get all the way to the fingertips. And that's what allows it to really clean out what's stuck in the center. and reverse. Back, up and roll and release. Back, up and roll, release. One more. Back, up, roll, and release. And we're in the middle. Now alternate right and then left. And then right, left. Bring it out. Liberating. Switch directions, forward. Shoulder blades, shoulder blades, shoulder blades, shoulder blades. And release. Sink chi to the belly, raise, up and over. Settle, 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 settle. And then arms come down alongside you. Step your feet just a little wider. Left hand to right knee. Lean over a little bit. And then start circling. Now, remember what I've been talking about last few weeks is at first we like really think of just this socket here, trying to get a circle. But over time, there's the poetics. Like you look at my fingers, my hands. I'm really letting the turning express itself through the whole hand, finger, and wrist, right? So it's turning out, and then here it's sort of rotating like so. Let it get larger, larger, sitting upright. Arm goes forward, out, around, and down. Forward, out, around, and down, and even further still, let this leg gently fall in just to get out of the way so you actually reach across your center and make that nice, beautiful circle. And then across center. But remember, when we go back, don't crank the shoulder back. Don't crank it. Stay right here. Just that little soft circle, but then go quite a bit forward and across, but then a soft circle out to the side. And then across and side. And now we do these small spirals. So come up and over, hold it pointing to the front corner of your room, and then make small circles with the fingers, and then let that move through the hand bone, then the forearm bone, then past the elbow, upper arm bone, spiral, tight little spirals, then have it arrive at the middle of the body, and then like it ripples out, spiral from the middle of the body and release, and let it swing. Other way, lean over, start circling the hand in the other direction. Again, that same idea of letting it express through the wrist and forearm and fingers, right? It's got this poetic quality to it as we're stirring and spinning the sea, right? We're just swirling it, and then sit upright, and the hand comes up and forward quite a bit. Up and forward quite a bit. And then we take that a step further, up and across. And then you got to get the leg out of the way to come down and through and around and up and over. And then when we do our standing bear exercises, this is a lot of what we're doing, right? We're flowing through these circles. Now, the next time you're up, point to the corner and draw those little teeny circles, larger, larger. Let it go through the wrist, the forearm, the upper arm, all the way to the center of the body, and then reverberate it all the way back out to the fingertips, and then release, and let the arm hang. Switch. Boom. Start small, larger, larger, circle, circling, swirling, sitting upright, the arm coming forward and over the top. And then forward and over the top. And forward, up over the top and out. And then even across the center and around. And across the center and out and around. Across, out. All the way, feel it all the way to the fingertips. And then on this last one, pause it at the corner and small swirls. Spiral, spiral. All the way to where you feel it coming from the center of the body, and then back out, fingertips, and release, and let it swing, And other directions, circle, 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 spiral, spiral, stirring the space there, and then sitting upright. All the way to the fingertips. Go slow enough that you can feel the movement complete itself. And then possibly even across the center and leg out of the way. And across the center, leg out of the way. And catch it at the corner, small spirals. Fingers, hand bones, wrist, forearm, all the way close into the chest, and then back out, ripple, 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 fingertips, and release. Bring your legs close together, lean forward. Both arms, stirring, stirring, spiraling, spiraling, stirring. Then bigger, bigger, upright, sitting upright, coming forward, out to the side, possibly even crossing one under the other and then sweeping. And the other crossing and sweeping. Get these nice, satisfying, round, whole movements. And then on this one here, catch it at the corner. Spiral, spiral. Then from the center of the body out and release. Let them swing. And last one here. Forward, forward. Feel it through the entirety of the arm, all the way to the fingertips. Circling, circling, sitting upright, possibly now forward, forward, and possibly even crossing slightly. Crossing, 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 and then catch it. Right, so you can see that these spirals go sort of out, 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 and release. And all that sort of achiness, we help clear it through. Open your palm up and then turn palm back forward, back forward. So that little shucka shucka, right? We're shaking and then release. Other hand, shake. So it's palm forward, palm back, palm forward, palm back, that direction. And then raise the hand up like you're saying hi, shake it. And notice how much I'm shaking it. You might not be able to see it. I'm not just shaking like this. I'm turning it and turning it and turning it and turning it. Turn, 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 turn. Right? It's a lot. And then the other hand, say hi and then turn, 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 turn. And then both hands, turn, 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 turn. And then both hands down, same thing. Turn, 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 turn. Shake-a, shake-a, shake-a. And sing chi. Rest your arms, head and neck, chin down, chin up. Looking down, looking up. 2 more, just do 4 of each. Bring it back to neutral, sideways, or rotational rather. Turn, middle, turn, middle, turn. Try to make it now a smooth, smooth. Think of it like you're paving the highway, the neural muscular highway. You're paving it and smoothing it, smoothing it. All the movements having that quality. Once more to your left and then come back to the middle. Now this one is a more difficult movement, so we just let the head fall and leave it there for a bit. So let the right ear fall towards the shoulder. Don't bring the shoulder up at all. Just the head falls that way. Feel the softening of the left side. And then back to middle. This one is a less common movement, right? So that's why it often has a lot more resistance and tension. Very often are we looking up, looking down, or someone says something and we look to the left or right. But this lateral sort of puppy dog movement, this tilt, is not something we do. I think it's one of the more fascinating concepts, once more changing, that I think it's all over India, which is a very large place. This movement actually means something. This left ear, right ear to opposite shoulder, it sort of, I believe, means like, I don't know and I don't really have an answer for you. That if you ask them something, they'll say, well, you know, there's this little movement like that. That's my understanding of it. And I think that's just fascinating because we nod yes and nod no, but that sort of waggle movement we don't really have. And back to middle. So those are our cardinal neck movements, and there are more complicated ones. We won't do them today. We've done them before, but we won't do those today. Get to some other stuff. All righty, arms hang down by your side, fold at right elbow, touch the shoulder, and alternate. Just get that control, let it be smooth. Remember the idea of paving the pathways. And notice I'm not doing anything extra, not lifting the elbow up. I'm just whatever happens. And then let's do both at the same time. Couple. Should just feel easy. Easy. Last one, lift and hold them up. Elbows out as high as they want to go. And then softly down to neutral. Around in front and squeeze. And then softly to neutral and up, down, and in. One more. Elbows pull back, down, forward, possibly up, down, or forward rather, and down, and back, and then forward and up. Right, this ability to get your hands onto your upper back. Now, this is that newer one we've been working on. Thread the arms across like two snakes going in opposite directions, like you're hugging yourself. So notice my hands are free out here. So whichever arm is on top, make sure there's clearly one on the bottom. Can you get your elbows to stack like that? Right? So Karen, bring your right arm underneath your left arm. There you go. And then now thread, 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 thread. And now we go out. Perfect. Now the other hand, just pick one to go on top, thread. Two snakes crossing. There it is. And then out. Then switch. Because what was happening there is there was this stuck. If you run into yourself there, then you got to go under and get through. And then out. Then the other one on top, thread, and out. One more. And turn the palms, palm down, up, down, up, pronation, supination. Then in cradle position, this is internal rotation, neutral, external. Then neutral, other arm above, cradle. Notice that it's not just the shoulders, but there's actually a closing that happens here. And then opening that happens. One more of each. Feel that closing, neutral, opening, closing. When the front closes, the back opens. And opening. Now, bend at the elbows, palms turn over, one hand crossing, and then the hands come down between the legs. Same hand crossing, bend elbows, hands come up in front, and then they split, roll, open. Bend elbows, hands fold and cross, and as they come down, there's that closing, and then the cross and the opening. This is the upper body portion of that standing exercise that I've been adding that works on our balance as well as other things, as well as all this that's going on. Close, through, open, through. One more of each. Feel the fluidity of that movement, the roundness, the wholeness of it. Right? It's sort of a complicated movement when you break it into its pieces, but eventually it's just one beautiful whole. And bring the hands down. Let's do our wrists. Turn palms up, fold, circle. And switch directions, circle. Now we're going to do it again. Notice, I'm not really doing much with my hand and my fingers on this one. Switch again now. I'm actually going to be sort of folding. So folding with the fingers and releasing like sort of bird feather quality. So when you come in, fold and fold the fingers like so, right? This ability here. So fold, circle through and unfold. Fold. So what that's doing is it's loosening up all the spaces in here. Very good for any arthritic pain. It's, we're not forcing and jamming it, but we're just inducing movement. We're inducing suppleness in places that it's very easy to become stuck. And then we switch directions, same idea, fold, right? This sort of finger fold in and then finger fold out. So circle, spin, circle, 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 and finished. Scoot to the back of your chair, hands up like a boxer, bring that left knee up, push, return, down. So we're using all the joints of the leg in the way that they are meant to be used. Chamber, push, chamber, back, chamber, push, chamber, back. We added this the other day. Chamber, now when you push, you can turn the leg a little bit so the toes point out and then back in and down. So we chamber, turn the leg a little bit out, push and keep it at that angle. This is a martial art kick, and then down. Chamber, push, chamber, down, chamber, push, chamber, down. Now do one more, push that leg out, hold it, point, flex. Then evert, invert, little in, little out. Then circles, circles. Other direction, circles. And switch legs. Push it out, point, flex. Invert, evert. Inward circles. Outward circles. And back down. Scoot forward all the way to the edge of your chair. Swivel steps. Lift left ball of foot, turn on the heel, leg turns out. Lift heel, swivel, internal. Lift toes, external. Lift heel, internal, final one, maximum. Then internal, external, internal, neutral. Two more. Try to get, again, smoothing the highway, the paving of the road of the nervous system muscle relationship so that you're able to tell the leg to do that, tell it to go the other way. And in. And neutral. Other leg, turn out, turn in, out, in, and hold. And then internal, external, and back. Walk it out. Hold. Back in. One more. And hold. And walk it in. And neutral. Both legs. Open. Swivel closed. One more open. That's usually the maximum. And then closed, open, neutral. Again, open, closed, open, closed, open, together. One more. Now, from here, take both hands onto your right knee. Your right leg and pelvis are the stable unit. Left leg, lift, open, and land. Then bring it back. Switch. Up to out. So you're doing a little half circle there. Switch. So it's lift, roll it open, and land. Lift, roll it back in, land. And done. Now step your feet, last one with the legs here. Step your feet a little wider than your hip distance. We'll call that shoulder distance. And now your feet stay pointing straight ahead, and you let the legs fall in, and you get the outer edges of your feet to come off the ground a little bit. And then the opposite of that, the legs roll out, outer edges of the feet stay on the ground, inner edges come off the ground, and you just get this sort of rolling open of the hips here. And then bring it in, roll inward, outer edges of the feet should be off the ground. Then back to neutral, and then open with a little effort in that direction, hips corkscrewing open. But because we have parallel feet, we're getting something unique through the knees and shins. One more of each. In, and one more out. And we're back to neutral and hip distance. Forward folds, hinge. Hands on the knees can swivel so you get your elbows to point forward-ish. And then reverse, sitting back up. Leaning back like you're trying to lean back against the back of your chair. And then back to vertical. Forward, swivel on the hand. And up and back. One more, forward. And back. Now, notice throughout that one, the spinal column pretty much stayed straight in relationship to itself. Now we want that wave of the spinal column. So chest lift, chin lift. Now fold and then slide the hands down and round. Stay rounded as you come up, so your head stays down the whole way up. And then you carry that ripple all the way up till you create a back bend. Now stay in the back bend until you get all the way folded, and then round. Stay in the rounded spine as you come up. You're moving from the hips. And then at the very top, you unfurl the length. And then do it again, twice more. Shaking loose this heavenly pillar. So again, on the way up, the head should be the absolute last item to come up, right? So my chin is down, the base of my neck is open until I get all the way up, and then it comes up. Stay here for just a moment. Now we step our legs wider than even shoulder distance, so a little wider still. Nice and stable. Fold at the hips, swivel on the hands so the arms are in this little dragon position, pressing softly into the legs for support. Now fold at the hips between the legs and then softly round the back as if now to look underneath you and behind you. Now keep that as you sit all the way up. And then lean back. When you lean back, your arms have to come into neutral position. And then you lean forward, the arms swivel a little bit to go into the dragon internal rotation position. And bow. And then lean up and back. And the arms softly rotate to neutral as you lean back. 2 more. So remember, the hips lead, folding, 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 and then it's lumbar spine, thoracic spine, head and neck. And then it's hips leading. Hips, and then the spine, and then lean. 1 more. Now we go right into the dragon stirs the sea. We're leaning back, leaning to the right, bowing the chest towards the right as if twisting, and then sweep it through. Leaning back and around. 2 more in each, 2 more in that direction, so we'll do 3 in each direction. Once you get all the way back and around on that third one, switch directions. And we're back to the middle. Legs come to neutral. Arms hang. Sweep them out. Turn the palms up. Reach up, 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 up. Now here we're reaching higher with the right hand. And then as you soften that effort, then exchange it with the left hand. Reaching. And then soften that and reach with the right hand. And with the left. And with the right. And with the left. And now with both at the same time. Reach. And sweep. Crane wings coming down. Arms go forward and up. This is our back bend. Up. Lift the chest. Lift and arch. Create a nice, satisfying and complete back bend. Oh. And forward and down. Sink chi to the belly. Standing up and sitting down. Feet come back a little bit. Relaxed. Fold at the hips. Get your head slightly beyond the knees and toes, and then rise. Oh, time to sit down. Fold. Sink the tush. And then sit back to vertical. Oh, time to get up. leaning. That's the first gesture, and then everything can flow from there. And then back and sinking. Oh, up we go. Just fluid, easy. Not carrying around unnecessary tension, which is like carrying around weight. Now, the squats, what we're going to add to the squats, we've been adding a little bit, is, so watch me do this one. So the sink, and I'm dangling these arms, just nice and relaxed. And I've got this openness to my low back. And then push. And then when you come up, push the hips forward and let your chest and shoulders sort of lean back and over. And then the hips and sink. And then rise and continue. Hips forward. Couple more. So this really helps us feel our center, right? Because if I push my hips forward and I can let my arms and my shoulders sort of hang back, then you can really feel that lightness in the upper body and that central sort of important powerhouse that is the pelvis. One more. So just loose and at ease. And find neutral. From neutral. So I'm just getting rid of this. You guys keep your chair nearby for safety. Now, here we're standing, we're loose hopefully, right? We've sort of gone forward, gone back. We feel, oh, the middle is right there. Now, let yourself just tip a little into your toes. Feel your heels get light. Then rock back and just find yourself a little more in the heels. And then middle and toes. And feel that liquid quality, how you can back. Now when you come forward, let the hands just sling forward a little. And then when you come back, let them like a pendulum swing back. And then pendulum swing. Pendulum swing. So now the basic and most important Qigong movement called sinking Qi, washing organs. Let's do it together. Hold on one second. Let me adjust my camera. So stay in your zone. So now, when we rock back, let's do it again. Rock forward. Now, when you rock back, start to turn your palms forward and let them rise. You should be in your heels now, more or less. Now rock to the toes and do this big round grab, reaching out in front of you. Look where my hands are, if you can get them up around the face, right? And then you're in your toes here. Rock to your heels, hands come to the mouth, down to the belly. And then we stick the tail out a little bit and do that Tai Chi crouch. All the way through. Push through the earth and rise to standing. So now you're in the middle. So from the middle, we go arms are rising, rock forward, the hands sweep around, rock back, the hands come to the mouth and down to the belly, and then Tai Chi squat through. Again, rock back, the hands start swinging back and rising. Rock forward, the hands continue around the circle, palms then face up a little. Rock back, they come to the mouth and down to the belly. And then stick the tail out and sink. And let it go through. Two more. Back, start the circle, rise. Forward, carry it through. Back, hands to mouth and down to belly. Tai Chi squat. Over time, this highway gets really smooth so that this whole movement you can just execute with nothing but effortless, liquid fluid ease. So all the different forms, all the different practices within this system of, it's called Hunyuan Qigong, all are built around this movement. Let's just do a couple more. Think of this like you're polishing a stone, round by round. Two more. Back, forward, back, in and down to the middle, and through. One more. Back to start it, forward to carry it, back to bring it in and down to the belly, and then through to the earth. And we rise. Crane wings, roll, fold, settle, 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 settle. Hands crossed slightly. And the bear washes paws. Let your weight go more to the left leg. Turn the belly a little bit left. The hands just a little bit go that way. Stay turned that way as you shift and then turn. And then shift and turn. So this little bear experience, right, the whole little bear series is basically a way of describing a slow, liberating, loosening up of all the joints, right? So we probably started incredibly small, right? The hands just moved a little bit. But then if we loosen, they naturally kind of swing a little more. They start catching a little bit of that fluid momentum. They start to sweep. Notice the hand position. This is brush knee. This is sweep the leg. So let the arms finish their rotation. And then as the shoulders and everything loosen up, just what naturally happens is the bear starts swirling the stream. That outside hand goes around the far side of a circle and then in close. Around the far side of a circle, in close. The bear swirls the stream. Feel the pivots. Feel the spirals that you're allowing yourself to experience. Shifting and turning from the waist or the lumbar spine. As more buoyancy starts to reveal itself, the bear snatches fish, right? The hand rises and comes across, comes across, loose, easy. Remember to let the arm fall into the water, across and let it fall, across and fall, across and fall. Let it finish and fall. So we don't stop it. We let it naturally finish its circle, right? That's what often is happening is we're stopping ourselves or we're forcing ourselves to go too far as opposed to let it just naturally get to its end. Now the bear slashes, arm up a little higher and comes down and across. Down and across. Down and across. Down. So it rises, and then the shift turn brings it across, and then the other one rises and shift turn. Shift turn. Now a little more of a sophisticated movement is the brush knee and push. So now this arm rises, roll and fold, and now it's shift, turn, brush, push. Wing, roll, fold, shift, turn, brush, push. Right? It's more sophisticated use of the pivots and the spring-loadedness. So the bear movements are sort of lumbering, you could say. I won't say cumbersome, but they can look sort of clumsy and lumbering. And now this is a little more of a sort of precise movement. All right, so we're all connected, we're ready, and then it's the shift, turn, and release through. Think of it paving the highway, smoothing the highways. And it's very important to let that bottom hand, watch my bottom hand. I'm not getting it stuck back here. It's brushing through, it's going through. And then the hands change and I'm loaded up. And then I'm shifting, turning, but then I'm letting those hands finish through and they ride the wave. Last one, we go to our left and we go to that golden rooster. So we're over here on the left. Empty right foot steps behind a little bit, shift back, sit through it. Right hand falls down, just resting on the water. Left elbow bends, fingers point up. Touch the earth with your left toes. Touch. Option here, lift, lower. Or lift, hold. Now, set that left foot down, toes turned out a little bit, change. Left hand falls, right hand elbow bend, touch the earth. Option to lift, lower, just to challenge yourself, right? You just lift, lower, or lift and hold. Golden rooster. Set it down. Now we flow. Shift and change. Either touch the earth or lift. Set that foot down, no weight and nothing changes. And then it's the change of weight that accompanies the hands and the foot. Rooster. Set the foot down, nothing changes. Teacup just sitting on your head, put the foot down. Change, carry that teacup with you as you change position. Set the foot down, no weight. Shift, change. One more of each. Now, arm turns to what's called ward off. Step the right foot out to the right. Shift to the right. Turn, parallel your feet because the feet were turned out. Now they should be pointing straight ahead, more or less. And then bottom hand sweeps the leg. Then it's vapor and rain. And we go the other way. Shift, turn, cloud, lake, vapor, rain. Shift, turn, cloud, lake. Sorry, we lost someone there. Vapor, rain, cloud, lake. Add the challenge if you can. As you vapor rain, bring this empty right foot in and then out. Shift, turn, cloud, lake. As you vapor rain, bring the foot in and out. Shift, turn, cloud, lake. Bring the foot in, out. And we're going to add one more challenge here. Now, in, out. Now on this one, we're actually going to take a step that way. So shift, turn. Your weight should be in your left leg. Bring that right foot in as you vapor and rain and leave the right foot in. But shift onto the right leg, turn. Now, as you vapor rain, step the left foot out. So now we're sidestepping that away. Shift, turn, cloud, lake. As you vapor rain, bring the right foot in. Keep it in and shift onto it, the right leg that is, as you cloud, lake. Once more, as you vapor rain, step out. So you should be like a foot to the left of where we started. Now we're going to get back to where we were. Let's go the other way. So as you vapor rain, step right foot in and back out. Now we're ready to go. Shift, turn, cloud, lake. As you vapor rain, step left foot in. Leave it in. Shift onto the left leg as you cloud, lake. As you vapor rain, step right foot out. Shift, turn, cloud, lake. Vapor rain, step in. Once more. Keep it in as you shift, turn, cloud, lake. So you should be close stance here. And then as you vapor rain, step right foot out. shift, turn. Let's do that whole thing again. Vapor rain, step in, step out. We're going that way now. So we're doing the sort of little crab walk as we go. So cloud lake, vapor rain, step in. Keep the foot in as you shift, turn. Cloud lake, vapor rain, step out. Cloud lake, shift. Vapor rain, step in. Shift, turn, cloud lake. Vapor rain, step out. So we should be quite a bit now to the left of where we were. Let's turn it. Let's go back the other way. Bring the foot in and back out. Now we shift, turn, cloud lake. Stepping in as you vapor rain, keeping the foot in and just shift through it. As you vapor rain, step out. In. Final time, step in, step out. We're back to where we started. Hands come up and crisscross. Hands fall. Sink chi to belly. Now, shift your weight to your left leg. Put your right foot just a little bit in front. Notice that you can go forward-ish and back-ish into your front leg, out of your front leg. Now, go into your back leg. Remember this movement, this position. Open. Hands come up and over. The left, whatever the front foot is, that hand over top. Shift into your front leg and then just release your arms down. Let them swing. Now, cross. Come up. Shift into your back leg as you roll. Open. And then cross as you come forward. Drop. And now on a swing, swing up, shift back, open. Now we only swing it once down there. We come right back up. So now it's across, down, right back up, and into our back leg. Cross forward into your front leg, back foot empty, and then front foot empty. Back. Back. And really let those arms just soft and swing. Smooth. And back. Back. 3 more. Back. Changing weight each time. Back leg, front leg. Back leg, 1 more. Front leg. Back leg, now we switch, bring the front foot back, shift onto it, other foot out in front. Now that hand's gonna be the top cross hand, right? So now we cross and release, and then uncross and back. Go into the front leg, back leg, front leg, back leg. So there's a lot that's happening in this movement. There's the change of weight. There's the opening and closing of the chest and abdomen area. And there's this releasing of the arms and shoulders. There's a sort of spiral that we're putting our arms through. This is external. This is internal. And we're loosening and freeing up where we're stuck. 3 more. And we get this feeling of swiftness and smoothness. We're using that momentum to, on this last one, just let the arms swing. Swing, 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 swing. 3 sink chi wash organs to close. Rock back. Polish the highways. Rock forward. Rock back. In and down. And through. Where we just soften and sink the tail. And then push through the earth. And middle. Rock back to begin. Carry it forward and around. Rock back and drink in and down to the belly. and through. Coming up with nothing extra clinging in our body. We're just at ease. Again, let's polish the stone. Let's do 2 more. Last one. Arms float out, roll up and over like a stone falling through a pond. The mind settling, settling, settling down to that middle dantian, right? 2 inches deep to the navel, 2.5 inches. One hand over the belly, other hand over that hand, sealing. Just nice, soft, easy, natural breathing. Releasing any unnecessary grabbing or holding. And then the Taoist bow, which is just grab one thumb with a fist, fold those fingers over. Thank you, everybody. Have a comfortable seat. Ideally, take a moment to be completely still, maybe closing the eyes, sipping on some tea or water, and just letting yourself go completely yin, right? As opposed to yang, which is the active, expressive part of the practice. And then you come back and be as yin as you can, as still, quiet. And that's what makes the practice very nourishing to your energy reserves. So go ahead and unmute yourselves. If you have any questions or comments or anything like that, feel free. And